80/20 Marketing Geezy. It's me, your friendly host, Nate. And it's time for another exciting episode of Questions and Cocktails, aka Drunk Q&A. So this is the segment of my marketing videos where, unlike a lot of my normal content where I'll make an outline and go super organized and scientific from point to point, I just sit here and drink spirits and answer questions from the audience at large. My opportunity to connect with you guys. So on today's episode, we're featuring an old standby, High West, but this is the American Prairie bourbon, and it may be one of the best buys in whiskey. Let me talk to you about something. Bulleit Rye, I love it, but
it's expensive. Thank you.
Sorry, Bulleit, call me. High West American Prairie, like 28 bucks a bottle. Really, really hard to beat. So I know what you're thinking. You're thinking, is he going to get to the question? And the answer is yes. I have a consultancy. A little while ago on my entrepreneur network, I did an AMA, which is an Ask Me Anything. So I got a great response and I got some great clients out of it, actually. It's super cool. But I still have some people hitting me up for free advice. And among them is my buddy Tung. So Tung writes, "Hey man, launching my product tomorrow. Pretty excited. Quick question. What types of questions do you ask in your survey for paid customers, and when do you send them the survey?" So I sent Tung a response letting him know that I'm happy to give him free advice, but in exchange he needs to allow his question to be read on my YouTube channel. So Tung is asking about one of the most crucial aspects and one of the most overlooked aspects of a product launch or a course launch. So let me just walk you through this super quick. There are 3 or 4 sort of stages. So number 1 is information collection, where you survey your audience and find out what their biggest pains are. Phase 2 is validation, where you get a pretty good idea of what you think would solve their problem and what they'd buy, but you send them like a sales letter with a link asking them to sign up to hear more, or better yet, ask them to pre-order. Phase 3 is the actual launch, where you describe for them exactly who the product's for and prove to them that you're going to solve their problem and get them to trust and like you. I've talked about this in other videos. But phase 4 is the post-mortem data collection, because there's really no way to simulate exactly what's going to happen in a launch until you actually do it. So you don't want to waste the opportunity of actually putting a sales page with a real product at the other end in front of people and asking them to buy, to ask them about their experiences. So this is pretty canonic, but after a launch, I like to send out 2 surveys. And the first is to the people who didn't buy, which is just a "why didn't you buy" email. In one launch I just helped a client with, we toned things way down because his brand and his audience is a lot more sort of intellectual and counter the marketing culture. So we just said, "Hey, can I ask you a quick question?" And the gist of that email is you're trying to find out if there are any low-hanging fruit problems causing your product to convert lower than it should have. Things like, the video was too long, or I wasn't sure who it was for, or I had unanswered questions about it, are telltale signs that you can make modest tweaks to your positioning that will probably help you convert a lot better in future launches. But no less important is the email that Tung is talking about, which is the email to people who have bought and consumed your product, which is to ask them a few questions. And the primary motive of these questions is to find out how to make your offer better and to find out what caused these people who clicked the buy button and pulled out their credit cards to do that. So I'm going to go over with you now the exact survey questions that I used in a recent launch, and I'll tell you why I did each one. So the first is, what was the most painful problem you felt the course would help, and why? And the reason we ask this is because we're making approximations about why we think people will take interest in the product and the problem it's supposed to solve, but they're really guesses. And when we write a sales page, we write the hook, which is like the most painful problem or the strongest desire or the biggest obstacle. And this is a great opportunity to actually talk to people who've pulled out their wallets and find out if we were right and further refine it going on. So question number 2 is, was the product helpful? Why or why not? So this will definitely help us suss out problems in the offer. If someone is super psyched to click the buy button and buy our product and then they're disappointed when they get in, we want to alleviate that as soon as possible. Among other reasons, because it's going to be difficult to get testimonials and upsell those people on future offers. And the most valuable customers to us are people who have already spent money with us. We want to make sure those people are happy. So the third question is, if people were lukewarm about their experience in the product, which is normal, you're going to have alpha and beta versions that you're going to be refining. If you had 5 minutes to ask my advice about anything, would it be this problem? If not, what? So this is kind of the fly in the ointment question. This is like, if the launch went worse than expected, maybe we actually have bad product market fit. Maybe we missed something early on in the research stage, and there's always a danger that we're not solving the most painful or profitable problem for people. The next question is, what would you have liked to see included that would have made it more helpful? So again, this is for everybody, but it's just probing to see if there are any really low-hanging fruit, obvious things now that people have consumed the product that would have made it stickier for them and more interesting. So the next one is, was there something in the copy that finally convince you to join, and if so, what? And this is more along the lines of figuring out the 80-20 of our sales copy and our pitch. Like, we put a lot of stuff in there that are educated guesses, but maybe we have like a few things that aren't really resonating and a few things that are resonating a ton. We definitely want to double down on the things that are resonating a lot. So then I like to dig a little deeper. The next question is, if I had to remove 80% of the material in this course and still charge the original price for it, what would you remove? This is sussing out the 80-20 of the actual product. So you want to deliver something that's really, really dopamine heavy, that as soon as somebody gets into it, they're like, oh, fuck, yes. This is what I was seeking, because those are the people who are going to be your most enthusiastic advocates. They're going to write you great testimonials, and they're going to be enthusiastic to buy other things that you introduce down the road. And if there's anything we're asking people to spend their time on that they aren't getting huge value from, we want to consider taking that out. So the final 2 questions are about how could we upsell, or how could we focus the potency and increase our prices? What would have made this twice as valuable to you? If I was going to charge twice the price for this class and could only include a single item, what would it be? And this is where you're asking about multiple choice about upsells. So the multiple choice I have is community with me there to answer questions, coaching with at least one person to ask if you accomplish your goals and hold you accountable, video with actual information, or templates and information as PDFs. What does the $500 version of this, what does the $1,000 version of this look like? If we've got a core of people paying $199 or $299 for this course, what does the 4-figure version look like? So tongue and audience at large, I hope that helps you. And guys, since this is a video about course creation, presumably if you're watching it, you're interested in launching your own course. But you don't want to waste any steps, and you definitely don't want to spend any time and money on a course that eventually is not going to sell. So I recommend you click on the link on the screen right now and go and download my free cheat sheet on the 3 biggest mistakes people make launching courses and how to avoid them. Just click on the screen, enter your name and email on the next page, and those are yours free as my gift. Guys, it's been a lot of fun. Hope to see you again on another drunk Q&A or sober 80-20 marketing guy video. Nate for 80-20 marketing guy. One love. We out.